Well, hello there. Thanks for joining us here at Coolest Life. My name is Tony. I'm here to give you some tips and tricks that maybe you have some things you could control on how to get the best RV spot. Because let me tell you, it can make a difference on whether you like a park or whether you don't like a park. Just simply getting the right spot, because there are so many spots. So come along with us as I give you some of those tips and tricks and some of the things that I learned helps me get the right spot. You're now entering the Coolest Life DIY RV park review kind of thing edition. Now, there's nothing more frustrating than being in an RV park and not having a good time. Let's face it, I mean, you pay for the spot, or you got a membership, something like that, and so you want to get the right spot. You want to be in a spot that is great for your kind of camping, because there's a difference. Some people don't mind to be slammed up right up next to each other like some of these others are, or you see that group there, boom, 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 they're right there close. Some don't mind that. Some would rather a spot to be more, lots of grassy area behind them. Some don't want to be around power stuff. Sometimes these things make a noise. Lucky for us, these don't. Some want to be near the front entrance because being near the front entrance helps you get in and out of the park easier. Because some of these parks, let me tell you, we were in one, Natchez Trace, I won't forget it. Natchez Trace. At the very front of it, it says the back of the park is 2 miles. And that's where they had us. They had us 2 miles from the front. It's a nice little drive, some hills, trees, yeah, but I don't necessarily want to do that every day. I want to go out of the park. So, wish we could have chosen a better spot. Sometimes when you get into an RV site, or should I say, you can get them early. Okay, now how can you get them early? This particular park I'm at today, I actually was able to go on Google Maps and see the park and see the topographical, so I could see where trees were. And I picked this particular spot because of trees. For me, the most ideal thing I want is, I don't mind trees being over top of me as long as they are green trees and not limbs are about to fall off kind of trees. I prefer them on the side of me, and I prefer them on the south side. I prefer to open up my awnings on the north side or on the east side. I don't want them on the west. Here's why. When the sun comes up in the east, you're getting that morning to warm up the RV. But in the middle of the day, I want trees and I want some shade over top of my RV, so it's not as hot. Especially the way we camp, because we don't camp in places that are getting snow. We just don't. We typically chase 70 degrees. And of course, by the end of the day, or 4 o'clock or so, I want to have shade on my RV. This is probably the best spot for that. Nice big tall trees, not low hanging branches. I don't have any low hanging branches, as you can see right here. The ones you see over here are actually on the other side of my RV. So, but this is actually the ideal spot for something like that. Drawbacks. This one here is a little closer to the front entrance. The front entrance is right there, so I do tend to get a little more traffic here than, say, if I was at the very back of the park. But I don't have as far to drive to get in and out of the park either. So it also puts us, I want to be relatively close to the trash can. We are here 2 weeks, and I wanted to make sure that the trash can wasn't too far for us to walk when we go to dump our trash. I don't have wheels on our trash can or anything like that, so those are some things I look for. Now, how can you control that? This particular park was site specific, whereas once I booked it, I could select my site. So they allowed me to select my site, and because I had a site in mind, they immediately gave it to me, and I also reserved it 2 months out. Some of my sites I like to reserve even further out than that if possible. So I reserved it 2 months out. Another thing you can do is if they say no, you get here and just select a site when you get here. Okay, that being said, how soon can I get my site? Well, they say check-in is at 1 o'clock. Now, I used to work at an RV park. I worked at more than one RV park, and here's how that works. If you show up an hour early, say at noon, and want to go check in, Not all parks, but many. I would say, I dare say even most parks that you go check in at. Most parks you check in at, if it's noon and you're ready to check in and no one is actually on that site or on a site, or in this case that we're talking about being able to drive around and look for the perfect site that I want to look for, sure, come on in and look. If I'm working front desk and I've got 60 people to check in that day and some of them show up early, sweet, let them check in early. Absolutely, I'll let you check in early as long as I've got sites available. If you're already assigned a site and that site is free, yeah, I'm gonna let you check in early. Some places want to charge you an extra fee. Tell you the truth, most don't when you check in live. I know I didn't ever charge anybody an extra fee if they came in an hour early. So you come in an hour early and go ahead and check in. So I can get you in. That's one more check-in I can check off my list. So that's a great thing there. I wanted to say something else about that. Oh, so you get in there, you check out your site, take into account exactly where you want to be. If you're looking for a shady site, if you're looking for a sunny site, say you want to run your solar. I have no idea why people want to be dead in the sun at an RV park. Like that guy. He is one site away from me and he is dead in the sun. This guy, straight ahead, dead in the sun. It's not a bad day out here today, but it can get warm out here. So where it's 78 outside, you know, the side of your RV's hitting at 100 degrees. The inside of your RV, your air conditioner's trying to pump out some AC and trying to get you down below 85. I don't have to worry about it. I barely have to run my AC when it's 78, 76 degrees outside because I'm in the shade. So if you're out there, one of those boondockers and stuff, totally different situation. This is about this video is more about RV parks and actually trying to find the right site for you. So get there early is the main thing you could possibly do. Reserve a spot early is the best thing if you could possibly do that, and get there early. And now bonus, that's right, bonus material. Bonus material here is, what's the first thing you do when you pull up to a site? Is it back in? Absolutely not. No, don't go back in. First thing you do is you jump out here to your power setup and you pull your surge suppressor, which to look like, you get yourself one of these and you go check and make sure it's got power. That's the first thing I do. I'm still parked on the road. I'm still parked on the road over there. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up. I'm not gonna back in at all. I'm not gonna unhook my dolly or nothing. I'm gonna jump out and check power. Because what can happen if you don't? You're gonna pull into a spot and guess what? You're gonna back in, you're gonna think you're perfect, you're gonna put your leveling jacks down, everything, you're gonna plug in and you're not gonna have any power. That's gonna suck. Because now you gotta up the leveling jacks, pull the slides in if you've done all that. Know what you need to do first. Check power. Check power source. Next thing I do is I look at where my sewer location is going to be. I open it up, make sure there's nothing in it. I shouldn't be able to see anything. I can only assume that it's going to take my number twos and my gray water. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check water. I'm going to turn the spigot on. My spigot on this one here is there. So I'm going to turn my spigot on, make sure it works. That all works at that time. Then I back up. Next thing I do, I back up, get lined up, think about where I want to be. I level. Always level before you put out a slide. I'm telling you, always level before you put out a slide. I had one guy tell me, no, because that guy just got level again. I'm like, yeah, and you're going to break your slide too. Here's why. You back into a spot and you're looking like this. Why would you put your slide out? No. Why? Well, because it might hurt. Yeah, even if you're like this, don't put your slide out. Get yourself perfectly level. Then your slides go out. Once your slides go out and they settle, check your leveling system. Maybe you need to level a second time. That's fine. At least the first time you're really close to being level. So that's the main thing. You check power systems, get back in, level up, hook everything up, you're going to be good to go. So those are some of my tips as far as getting to an RV spot and finding the right spot for you, making sure you have your spot's got all the amenities. Because even though I've got a little grill area here, right there, not all of them might have one, or some of them might have some that are, well, let's just say could use some repair. So you want to make sure that you've got one of these if you use it. Personally, I don't use it, but I'm probably going to put a fire in here because the person who was here before me left some wood, so I might make a fire tonight. But is it important as far as my site goes? No, not for the way I camp. I want water and power. I want them close. I want them right there next to my RV, so I don't have to pull my hoses out all over the place. And I also want a picnic table. I want to make sure the picnic table's in decent shape. In fact, I've been known to go to a campsite and see a picnic table and see one on an empty site that's in better shape than mine and swap them. I'm going to be there 2 weeks. Why not? You know, if I was going to be there overnight, different story. But I'm going to swap them, and I'm going to take them out. I'm not going to add to it. I'm not going to get 2 picnic tables over here, but I'm going to say, hey, his is in a lot better shape than mine is. Maybe they haven't replaced mine in a while, so I'll swap picnic tables. I don't have any issues with that. Not from an empty site. I'm not going to go to his place, but empty sites, absolutely. Yeah, I'll go get that one. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this helped you have a more enjoyable RV experience when you're at an RV park. I like being at RV parks, even though they have mowers going around somewhere trying to ruin some of my videos. But I like going to RV parks. I love having the free power and everything else. So, but hopefully we'll see you down the road. If you see us and you see this big old logo, hey, give us a honk, stop in and say hello. Be glad to talk to you about, because I love to talk RVs, obviously. But I'm gonna let you go. Be sure to like and subscribe, because I need to get back out here living the coolest life.